Okay, so for this video, I'd like to just kind of play around a little bit with creating my own asset inside of 3ds Max, the different steps you might go through for creating something that's not as step-by-step as our other assignments. So we've done like the sofa, for example, where we kind of walked through doing it. We've done the bookshelves and kind of walk through doing it. You can find lots of tutorials for doing specific things, but what about if you're wanting to do something unique, something of your own? So here I am using Leonardo.ai to create a concept design for an asset I want to create for my project. I did a blender right here, a cyberpunk kitchen blender for this one, but maybe I'll do another one like I'm not very good at spelling. A-L. I don't know. Well, I have the computer fix. Anyway. Medieval, let's see, fantasy prop barrel. Crate? Crate. Everybody does crates. We'll do crate. Crate. Gotta have crates, right? Every game's got crates. Here, good if I could spell. And I'll hit generate. So this is Leonardo.ai. It kind of boasts itself as being for video game developers. They have multiple presets in different styles if you want, and then also presets over here for character sheets, cinematic concepts, environment, art, game concepts, etc. In fact, I kept trying to generate a blender and accidentally had character turn on and ended up getting these like blender people. I'm like confused. But you can see here, I asked it for a model turnaround, front, side, and back, video game asset, prop crate. It's done a pretty good job. They're not exactly front, side, and left views, which are not ideal, but overall I can still kind of see what we're going with, how the handle maybe should look, how the sides should look, that sort of thing. If I'm happy with this, I can download it, or I can modify the prompt and try it again. So if I do crate, I'll type in magical crate. Magical crate. Maybe I'll even put in orthographic views. Because the best concept art to really work from as an artist for 3D is flat. A straight front view, a straight side view. You know, if you get a top or bottom, that'd be great. A back. All the sides is wonderful if you can get them, but at least like a front and a side view is pretty much needed. Otherwise, you have to do a lot of guesswork, exactly how it looks. Looks like it's having some trouble with it. Here's a front view and some crates. This looks terrible, though. This is not a very magical crate. I'm just going to magical object and see what random thing it makes. So the biggest problem currently with AI art, as far as actual usability, is getting it to make what you want. It's super difficult. It might be easier for me to draw a crate that I want or draw an object I'm looking for than this. But it works really well for creating base objects for you to work from. Look, object tend to work a lot better. This thing already looks like a crate, and it's more what I was kind of thinking of than my original prompt. So here you can see I've got a pretty good view of the side. It might be a little squashed or something. This could be a top view, or this one, side view, etc. I've worked off concept art from actual human artists before, and you don't always get that perfect orthographic view from them either. So, keep that in mind. If you can get something nice and flat, or it's a lot easier to work from than if you're getting something turned at an angle. A lot of artists and human ones turn it at an angle because it's more visually interesting, makes a better picture. But for a reference, reference sheet, maybe not. Okay, so once you got your piece, we can bring it over into Max and get started. All right, so here I am inside of 3ds Max. All I did was go up here to the Create tab and created a plane. Here, we'll just make a new one, I guess. Don't do it off camera, right? Show. So we'll just come over here. I'm gonna do plane. Where are you? In the front view, looks great. About square shaped, should be good. I'm gonna go to the modifier tab, drop the number of segments to 1 by 1, so I don't have any lines going through it. And now we're gonna apply a material to this. Now we're mostly covering materials soon enough, but this is a good enough trick for this extra video I thought I'd make just to show you kind of some extra tips. I'm going to switch over to the compact editor because I find it a little bit easier to navigate, especially for new users. So just going into mode and switching to compact. and then you get something like this. For this, in a week or two, we're going to cover a lot more of this information. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to click this little box next to the gray square, and that's going to be a shortcut to my maps. And then I'm going to type in bitmap right here. Bitmap. Bitmap is what 3ds Max calls regular flat images. So if you made an image, like I said, through Leonardo, or if you've drawn your own, you know, you can basically just use bitmap and put it in here. Now, to apply this, I'll hit the apply to model, and make sure the show shaded material viewport is turned on. It looks like it kind of worked anyway, which is great, but just in case it doesn't show up, I can click this guy, show material and viewport. And here you go. I've got the plane I made inside of Max with the picture on it. Now, I'm going to use this as a reference, so we're going to model basically in front of it. So for this, I might go my top view and just pull it back a bit. And then I'm going to grab my rotate, and I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt, or I'm sorry, Shift here, grab it, grab the middle, and hold down Shift. Come on. So I'm trying to only rotate along the one axis. Cancel. Let's just do it this way. Shift, we'll try this one. There we go. And put it like this. Now notice, I'm just kind of guesstimating. If I wanted to get it perfect, I could turn on the snapping, which is the percent and angle snap. And then I could make sure that this thing was clicking to 90 degrees. Okay, so we'll just try it again. I could also turn it in one of my orthographic views, which might even make work even better. Here you go, to 90 degrees. Oops, or 85 if you mess up. 90 degrees. Hit copy, okay. All right, now here my viewport. I might move it back. I might even move it over a bit to kind of line it up where I want. All right, if I'm happy with its location of these two objects, I'm just going to grab them and right click. I know it's a lot of steps, but we're gonna go to Object Properties, and I'm gonna do Freeze, and uncheck Show Frozen in Gray. That's gonna basically set them in here. They're gonna render out. If I hit Shift Q, they're gonna render fine. I just installed this version of Max, so it might take a minute, but they're going to render okay. Everything should look fine in the render. Yeah, cancel. We should be good to go. Now we're ready to model our piece, and I can't grab them or click them or mess with them. They're frozen. Over here, frozen is shown as a little snowflake. I can unfreeze it or freeze it over here as well. So again, right-click and go to Object Properties, or clicking this. The reason I went right-click is because normally when you freeze something, it turns gray, and then you wouldn't see your picture. Okay, so now I've got this set up, I can begin modeling.